He grabbed the quitter. "Good work, Night Howler," he said. "How did you get this guy?" "It was simple. He just quit," I said. Garcia laughed. "Wish they were all this easy." His smile faded. "Hey, Night Howler, I heard you were retiring." "Huh? Me?" I shook my head. "No way, Sergeant Garcia. I'm not retiring. I'm just starting." Just for fun, I tossed back my head and let out the Night Howler howl.
You can't scare me, not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy calling all creeps.
Boo, dudes! Welcome to another episode of Calling All Creeps. I am, of course, your host, Rob Thomas. I'm here featuring Santana. Santana, how are you?
Guitar.
You're supposed to say, "Man, it's a hot one."
Oh, man, it's a hot one. That's you, though. I just go
Yeah,
like...
oh, that's true.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's true. You go, wee wee, biddly-bee-boo-boo-boo-boo.
Yeah, it's like the ocean.
It is like the ocean outside. It sucks. It's like 7 inches for the midday sun.
Fucking sucks. Speaking of
hot.
fucking sucks, you want to get to this book?
Zero banter. Let's just go right into it.
Well, okay, so you guys are probably super excited to get some, what is it, Night of Living Dummy 3?
Yes, Night of Living Dummy 3, which I was totally prepared to read until I ruined it.
And we pumped the brakes.
Yeah, well, the backstory on this is I was perusing the old Twitter, as I do, to make myself angry and upset. And on there, I saw our buddy RL tweeted out a little tweet, because this past week, he released a brand new Goosebumps Slappy World called They Call Me the Night Howler. And he wrote that he thought this was the best Goosebumps book he's written in years.
Here's the quote. I have it. It says, "Trust me. In my humble opinion, this is the best book in years. Out tomorrow. Hope you'll try it."
You know, it's weird he didn't say, "Is this a good time for me to talk about my new book?" He didn't ask permission. He just told us. And I thought that was kind of exciting. Like, legitimately, seriously, I thought that was kind of cool because, I don't know, we read a newish Goosebump book a few years ago.
Yeah.
Christmas book. And it was good.
It was very good.
And so it's like, whatever, let's check it out. If we're both on board, let's do that. So that's what we did. Got our hands on it. Pretty cool. Longer than usual books, about 142 pages. Still a 4th grade reading level.
Mm-hmm. Or lower. I can't
tell. And I fucked up big time. Sorry about that, Dave.
Well, I was like, we should just read this second because it says "trust me," and who can you not trust but good old RLS?
I mean, really, we've thought of him as our second dad since we were in the 4th grade.
And also, when you the whole thing like "fool me once, shame on you."
Yeah.
Well, in the same way as George W. Bush, you fool me, and I won't get fooled again.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, war crimes in Iraq. I think that's what he said.
It is. Do you remember that actual quote where he was trying to say the real quote and he didn't know it? So he was like, "Fool me 3 times and you won't get fooled again." Wait, what?
Which is like that's a Who song, right?
Yeah.
Won't get fooled again. What a weird time. I remember in college, like, there were all these books, like Bushisms and whatnot. Like, you could go, which is not a male ejaculate euphemism, but Bushisms, if you went into like a Hallmark store, when you went to purchase your card, on the counter there'd be like a cute little book and it would say Bushisms, and you open it and it'd be like, "This guy's stupid, huh?"
Yeah.
And now, fucking look where we are.
Yeah.
I mean, some would argue he was worse because he killed like hundreds of thousands of Iraqis. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this bad book.
Do you want to do the time and place?
Yeah, okay. It was last week.
Last Tuesday.
Yeah. Do you have stats on this?
Yeah, I went to Barnes & Noble. It was not in the new book section.
Oh.
It was just with the Goosebumps. They had 3 copies.
Okay.
Of course, I wore a mask and cleaned my hands. I got a cold brew on my way out. From their cafe.
Nice. How was that?
It was pretty good. Good. And then I went to see my mom. Their dishwasher, their laundry machine broke, so I went online and I fixed that. And we took a nice walk around the neighborhood.
It sounds lovely, Dave.
It was a good day. It was a work from home day, and I knew I was coming in to have to go to the job again. So I just worked from my parents' home and went for a nice walk. And that's the time and place. The top movie was movies don't happen anymore.
Movies are canceled. I don't know if you heard. They're released to Netflix and they all suck ass.
Yeah, they're all hiding in a jail with Black Widow and
yeah, that's right.
The only people that were able to escape was Scooby-Doo and the Trolls.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, yeah. But in all seriousness, so the top movie was probably a TikTok. Number one song was Complaining.
The top movie was that video of the mummy screaming on Twitter.
Yes.
Which made me laugh till I cried.
Oh!
That was perfect.
I've been practicing my mummy. We'll post that.
Yeah. There's a video of Trump like pushing his neck fat together to make a pussy and talking about how he'd like to fuck it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Facts about this book. You're a fucking liar.
Yeah. First bullet point. As Dave and I had been texting each other, I just said he's like our second dad. Pappy lied, is what we said. Gin has failed us.
Yeah.
And nothing is right or feels good in this world anymore.
I trust you, Peppers.
And yet, can't be trusted. The book sucks shit. It was really hard to get through. It's very long. I would say, do you think this is the worst book? I kind of feel like this is the worst book we read.
This is the worst book. The worst out of all the Goosebumps books. This is the worst one in content and in, I'd say, like
the
written language. Yeah.
The prose is bad. The story is insane. And it's not, I don't even feel like it's appropriate for Goosebumps. Like I feel like we've read some stories in the original so far that are not like scary, but they're like, I don't know. If they're not scary, then they're kind of like trippy or
they have a sci-fi or fantastical lean.
Yeah, and this does, but in such a bad way where I was thinking, as I've told Dave, I didn't really take notes for this experience. In the beginning, I was like, well, I'd like to just read this and enjoy it rather than like do the work of stopping every page, taking myself out of the narrative and writing a bunch of notes. And then after like 50 pages, I was like, oh, I'm just not going to take notes because this is trash. Like, it would just be bad writing stuff. So I was thinking about what would be my spook and scare. There's no option.
Nothing scary really happens in this book. And I read reviews online, and people were way too kind. But people were like, this isn't a Goosebumps book. It's not scary. There's no aspect that makes it that way. It's like, I don't know. It's like I'd say it's just like a jokey superhero story, but the jokes aren't even like horrendous. Usually R.L. Stine is like a pun boy, but they're not even puns.
Oh boy.
They don't make any sense.
It is so bad.
Something about the book is Dr. Maniac, who is like the main villain, I guess, in this book.
I guess.
is a reoccurring villain in late R.L. Stine books.
Right.
He's in the 5th Horrorland book, Dr. Maniac versus Robbie Schwartz. And has a Goosebumps Most Wanted book called Dr. Maniac Will See You Now. And then he's in this one too.
Unfortunately for us.
Yeah, so when Dr. Maniac showed up in the beginning, we were supposed to be like, oh, I know him. But like...
Why would we?
Oh, he has way more cameos. Damn. He's in the ones I said. Who's Your Mummy? Welcome to Camp Slither. Help, We Have Strange Powers. That's still one of the worst names. Help, We Have Strange Powers. The Streets of Panic Park. Legit. Dr. Maniac, let's see. Horrorland Survival Guide. He was mentioned in the Goosebumps movie novelization. He was mentioned in the Horror Town game, and he is in this book.
That's a lot.
He's a good guy. He shows up.
Shows
this
up
book made me not want to do the podcast anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're giving a real half-hearted performance here. We'll blow through this plot. We say that every time, granted.
Yeah.
However, we're going to.
Also, this is being recorded like the day
minutes before release.
Yeah.
Therefore, no editing.
I have been avoiding everything about this book.
Yeah, same. So, Mason Brady is our main character.
Yep.
Loves superheroes. Has a family. Great. Good for you. Way to brag. He has a little sister named Camille or something. What's her name? Stella. That's right. How could I forget with that name?
Big Streetcar Named Desire fans.
Yeah,
The parents.
for sure. And they go to like a superhero museum a bunch. And that's what they do in the beginning. And long story short...
Mason's a shit. He's like, I've wanted to go here forever, and my parents are so nice to bring me. Yeah. It's shitty that they have to bring my sister, because he's such like a toxic fan, where he's like, I actually know superheroes, and she's just here and wants to learn about them, so like she's not a real fan, and she shouldn't be here.
Right. Yeah. It's like, there's this great video, like comedian John Hodgman is at a festival, and he's talking about using like the way people use fandom and culture as a cudgel to sort of knock other people down rather than just enjoy the thing.
Yep.
And that's Mason Brady. And, this museum is composed of different rooms where there are costumes, and posters is like a big draw here. So you can look at posters. And but they also have actors who pretend to be villains and superheroes. And he goes to visit Dr. Maniac's room, and there's like an actor who plays Dr. Maniac. And what you should know about Dr. Maniac, both the actor plus the real Dr. Maniac, is his power is just speaking only in similes, so like or as.
And none of them make sense.
And yeah, they're just like very... R.L. Stine went to like thesaurus.com or like just any website and just like chose 2 words and did like X and Y on each opposing side of like or as, you know what I mean? So it'd be like, I am as crazy as a snake in a boombox. And and that's supposed to mean he's insane. And then after he says that, he'll go like, Mason will go like, you're crazy. And he'll go, I'm not crazy. I'm a maniac. So, I got to chill saying that because it makes me cringe so much. So anyway, so he goes and like visits this actor who's playing Dr. Maniac. Great. And then he goes to in another room, and there's the night howler.
Oh, real quick, I was just looking this up to backtrack a little. I'm as serious as a robin redbreast eating a Tootsie Roll, he exclaimed.
Barf.
And they all are... This book's as good as taking a dump into a George Foreman grill and putting it in an Uncrustable. I'm
you're
a maniac. No, I'm a maniac.
You're an agent of chaos. You're like
No.
the Joker.
I'm an old guy who continues to write books to make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
A maniac. So, yeah, so the thing, too, is that he couldn't believe. He was like, holy shit, the real Dr. Maniac is here.
Yeah. So Mason's a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
too.
Can you imagine being in, like, Times Square and being like, holy fuck, is that the real Elmo?
I mean, I've been in that situation. I've been starstruck by Sesame Street characters.
I check every trash can.
You're always looking for that Oski.
Sure am.
Yeah.
Little grouch boy.
Little grouch boy. And he says, call me trash. Tell me I'm nothing.
Spit in my trash hole.
Yeah. Throw your J-rags into my trash can. So yeah, and so after he goes to see Dr. Maniac, Mason goes into another room and there's the Night Howler and he's like, whoa, the actor. Turns out it's not the actor, it's the real Night Howler. He's in the museum he like lives there for some reason. And anyway, he like had enough being the Night Howler and he wants to bestow this honor on Mason and says like, I'm tired. Will you be the Night Howler? And Mason says, me? What? I don't know if I can. And he's like, you can. Like, the powers are in the suit. So you just, like, do it. Just be, like, a small superhero. And, normal. Totally normal. And he accepts. And he's like, but here's the thing. If anybody catches you and, like, knows your real identity, you lose all your powers. So, like, that's not a good thing. So he's like, but okay.
This is a weird scene. Because he walks into, like, a set. I guess we imagine it is a museum. And it's like a living room. And he just walks in on Corey, who is the original Night Howler, just getting undressed.
Yes. I guess that's important to note. Yeah. He's just wearing one of those A shirts, tank tops, and no bottoms.
Yeah. So he's literally like, and he's taking his socks off and he pulls the tights down. He had his boots off and his shirt comes over his head. And I was like, this is going way too far.
Weird.
He's just like, hi, little boy. Would you like to be a superhero? He's just getting naked. Yeah. And he's like, here, take this home. Don't tell anyone or else your powers will go away.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to come over every night to help you with your powers.
And he's going to help him with his powers. The powers are just in the costume, which proves the clothes make the man.
Dress
like
for the job you want, Dave.
Yeah. And did we go over the powers of the Night Howler?
No.
They don't really make any sense.
No. You like fart out a big black cloud all the time.
You do like jazz hands and shadows make like a cloud and you can like fly in it, apparently. You can like hop in a shadow cloud and fly away. You can trap people in a shadow cloud. You can make people forget. Which, again, makes me nervous that this guy's undressing in front of this boy and has, like, roofie powers.
Yeah.
Bad.
Good.
And also, you can be invisible and scream.
Yes. He's called the Night Howler because you howl after you make a catch.
It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are all the powers we really see. It's like, wrap somebody up in a cloud and take them to jail.
And Dr. Maniac's powers is just like nonsense powers.
Yeah. Power of distraction and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
and he's kind of like not the Joker, but like if the Joker's like shooting water flower was a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's like he's like the the Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, because he's got the same tattoos.
Yeah, he's got ha 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 on his neck.
But he does have feather boots.
He does have feather boots. He also has an exclusive contract with Hot Topic.
Sure does.
Yep. He has a discounted Funko Pop on their website.
I'm waiting. I know they're gonna do a Goosebumps Funko Pop series sooner or later.
For sure. Will I buy one? Maybe. Will I
know.
continue to just dunk on Funko Pops because they're the dumbest? Sure.
Same. I sure will. The only one I'll buy is if they actually make R.L. Stein.
Oh, that would be good. Yep. It would just be, you wouldn't tell like which black dot is his eyes, and well, I guess the mole would be red, but
I just want it so I can stare at it and say you lied to me.
yeah. I want to buy one and put it in the garbage disposal.
Peepums, you lied.
Peepums, Gin has disappointed us, and I'm just exhausted at the prospect of going through this plot.
So you took the reins, you blew through. Let me blow through this, just
Please.
like R.L. Stein has blown through.
Wrap up
our trust
15
wall.
chapters in 5 sentences.
All right. So let me figure out where we are in my notes. So we talked about all the stuff he can do. Apparently he gets missions that are just text message to him by it says like scam likely, a bad guy's around.
Well, he gets his own cell phone is my impression, or like he sets his vibrate to a different tone for specifically Night Howler missions.
I guess. And then there's the whole thing where like he has to hide there's so many times where like people almost see the costume, but it's a waste of time. And then the Night Howler teaches him how to like mind control his dad to like unfix his floor to hide it under the floor.
That was bonkers.
Yeah. He like hides it under the floorboard, but then Stella sees it and is like, look, your floorboard's loose, but luckily doesn't see the costume, but makes dad nail it down. But then Corey comes and he's just like, well, it's under the floorboard. I'm going to have to kill you now. And then the chapter ends and then he comes back and he's like, just kidding. I just threatened children with murder just for spoofs and goofs. And we'll just, instead of pulling up the floorboard, we will bring your dad up here and probably have dementia set on a little bit earlier because we're fucking with his brain.
I was going to say, he's definitely going to have a huge aneurysm.
Sure is. And so they get it. It fits perfectly. They go on a mission together. And they, like, I don't know.
There's a bad guy. I forget which one. Doesn't matter.
It does. All the bad guys are terrible. It's just...
They're insane. I have one of the notes that I made, and I think, this is actually pretty much right after what you're describing, because they go out in their first mission, and the first one that he captures is the Quitter.
Oh,
is his name, and so all the bad guys they're named after just like the thing that they do. And the Quitter quits. So it says, he raised both hands above his head. I quit, he cried. You've got me. I recognized your howl, Night Howler. You win. I quit. So it's like easy. And also, all bad guys, truly, every single one of them in this book, the bad thing they do is that they're robbers. They are like truly like a child's imagination, bad guys are robbers situation. Every single one of them.
Well, no, overtime, like, oh no, there's like the wrecker, and he just likes to wreck stuff.
Yeah, but doesn't he even work in conjunction with somebody who robs some, like...
jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big commodities for stealing are the same as in real world robberies.
For sure.
It's jewelry and fishing reels.
Yes, that's right.
That's later in the book.
Yeah, and that's important. We'll get to that.
And we haven't even gotten to the strongest villain yet with the most intense power of all time. So,
oh my god.
But it's okay because he's a superhero and he decides to go to his friends the twins' house for a sleepover. R.L. Stein says that they made a YouTube video because one of them laughs so good, and it went viral with 3,000 views.
Yes, on Instagram. Viral on Instagram.
Yep. And they're there to make a YouTube viral video of him in a mask and them getting scared at a sleepover.
Yeah. But Mason gets a night howler message, as he knew he would, and he says he's got to go. But then, like, they mix up their backpacks or some shit, and one of his friends takes the backpack with his costume in it, and he's like, "What's this?" And Mason's like, "It's my pajamas. Isn't that cool and believable?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, it feels like pajamas." And then, like, they want him to be part of the video because he has this costume, so he, like, does his cloud powers, his Men in Black flashy thing power, and poison. They all have brain damage now, and
and also before that, they all have like most people at sleepovers, their first sexual experience altogether. Then what happens? I asked after we scream. I know, Mikey said. We grab the mutant, we wrestle him down to the floor, and we tickle him to death because mutants can't survive if they're tickled. George laughed. He dove at Mickey, grabbed him from behind, reached around, and started tickling his belly with both hands. Die, mutant, die, he screamed. Laughing, Mickey squirmed free. Did you know that there are guys who tickle each other? It's like a sport. They're tickling teams, and they see who can take it the longest. Yeah.
Yeah. Hot. Nice.
Yep, Walter let out a groan. This mask is smothering me. I've heard that before, and that's why they live in Florida, Texas, or Georgia, or California.
Yeah, or Arizona.
And they're shutting down again. Yeah, there's a lot about tickling in this, and it's a lot of, like, reach around belly grabs and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I was a boy that age, and that's not usually what you do, but it's your fantasy, R.L. Stein.
To each their own.
So he breaks their brains, and then he goes to fight Overtime. Who works overtime?
Well, he goes to fight Wreckage.
Oh, Wreckage. That's it.
And this is the part of the book, pages 80 to 88, serve as a great example of terrible fucking writing. Just the worst shit I've ever read by him. And I'll read some of it. It says, Chapter 20 opens with Wreckage. The evil criminal named Wreckage was in my neighborhood. That's what the message on my screen told me. Wreckage would be coming by any second. My job was to chase after him and capture him. I had read about Wreckage. He recently broke up with his partner, Damage. But he was still a member of the dangerous criminal club known as the Wrecking Crew.
Which is stolen from Marvel, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Thor villains. Basically, Asgard Energy gets, like, a construction site's tools to become, like, magic weapons, and they fight Thor. Anyway.
It says, Wreckage and his pals didn't care about getting rich. They only like to wreck things. Then he sees a car go by, and he says, that had to be him. Wreckage enjoyed wrecking all the cars he drove. Just unbelievable. On page 84, which is chapter 21, Wreckage kind of teams up with this other guy, the Juggler.
Oh, yeah.
Who juggles flaming knives. It says, meet the Juggler, Wreckage cried. My talented new partner. He's going to entertain you while I wreck the store and help myself to these lovely jewels. Which, he's going to suck off the Juggler, obviously.
Obviously. Especially how he's dressed.
Yeah.
The Juggler has the most erotic costume. He's literally only wearing body paint.
Yeah.
They're like, the costume's so tight, it's painted on. It literally says that.
It's incredible. It's just so fucking bad. Also, we should say the setup for one of these books, Dave, because this is a Slappy World book, and this is the first one that we've read on the pod. And we should say the book itself, the Slappy World series, is punctuated with brief quarter pages of Slappy, and it says Slappy here, everyone. So the conceit is that Slappy's telling this story, and he kind of interjects now and then. So let me just read page 89 here, which is a good way through the story. It says, maybe Mason should give up the hero act and open a fruit store. Ha 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 ha. When it comes to being a superhero, he's definitely a lemon. How is he ever going to defeat a strawberry? He's only a shortcake. Ha ha ha. Of course, he hasn't faced Dr. Maniac yet. I'm not sure he'll easily defeat Dr. Maniac. Not. Ha 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 ha. So page 89, I want to note, is when Slappy Make a note of this on the Calling All Creeps wiki. Page 89 in this book, Slappy does a Borat impression. And the reason he's making all these stupid puns is because there's the dumbest fucking villain of all time called Blue Strawberry, whose power is to make it rain fruit. Mm-hmm. And
I googled Blue Strawberry, and apparently there was a whole thing about like Blue Strawberry. Somebody photoshopped them, and everyone's like, "Are they real or not?" But like, she literally shows up every time he's about to win, and then rains fruit on him so much that he passes out, and then he wakes up and he keeps failing. And also, by the way, we have to say that he beat the juggler because the juggled knives at him, and he just juggled them back. And he was just like, somebody went to circus camp.
Yeah. Well, he says, I went to circus camp, so I know how to juggle.
Here's my notes. So it says he went to circus camp, so he juggles right back at him. Then I wrote, in all caps, it says, the Blue Strawberry. Then in all caps, it says, this book sucks. She rains fruits and gets away. He gets a text about Dr. Maniac the next day, and he like breaks into the wrong house.
Yes.
Then R.L. Stine thinks he's being super clever and breaks the fourth wall, because like, but it doesn't. Dr. Maniac's just like, are we here to fight and capture me, or are we just stories written by somebody else in a big comic book world? And I'm like, you were at he got the suit from like a comic book museum. It's already like, I don't know. They never go into like, are superheroes real and people know about it? Because when he breaks into people's house, they're like, oh yeah, superhero for my birthday. Like,
right.
It's just, everything about this book is just a mess. And we're just going through the plot. The writing is just, we always say he likes to write in fragments. And sometimes it's for pacing. It's not for most of this book.
Yeah,
and
it's truly an all-time low here.
Blue Strawberry doesn't make sense. The quitter who just quits, fine. Overtime, who is working overtime because he needs more money to do late crimes.
Yep.
Whatever. The juggler, he juggles things. Got it. Blue Strawberry is like the main villain of this book, and she shows up on time, and I guess everything kind of... Oh, well, okay, this is something I need to talk about. Blue Strawberry shows up and makes a pineapple joke about Pineapple Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a phone on you?
I'm talking to you on it.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to Google. Let me get the pun. All right. So it's all about pineapples. All right. You look like you need a snack. Today is Sunday, right? How about a nice pineapple sundae? And Sunday is not spelt like an ice cream. It's just spelt like the day. A pineapple sundae.
Mm-hmm.
And even, I don't think there's such thing as like a pineapple like ice cream sundae.
No, I guess you could use it as a topping.
But the thing is, a pineapple sundae, while it's like a ukulele type of thing. It's like a type of ukulele. But if you actually Google what pineapple sundae is,
oh no,
one of the first things that pops up is Urban Dictionary.
Oh no. Uh-huh.
So
am I gonna have to bleep this out?
No, we're not editing. So give me a word to use instead. Also, Pineapple Sunday is a song by artist Veranda Panda.
Sure.
But, yeah, first thing that comes up on Google, Pineapple Sunday, Urban Dictionary. Blanking on a girl's asshole after she hasn't shaved for a week or so. Or a week or two in that area.
After a girl hasn't shaved her asshole?
So at the bottom, it says, to male excrement on a female's stubbly rectum, therefore a pineapple sundae. That's the first thing that comes up when you Google pineapple sundae.
All right. And we're all better for knowing it.
Thanks, RLS. Remember that other book where he said that guy went and fucked dogs? Now he's like, Dr. Maniac Cleveland steamed his way to the top.
Hey, sound off in the comments for how often you shave your asshole.
Pineapple Sunday.
Pineapple Sunday, baby. Hey, today's Sunday. Happy Pineapple Sunday, babe.
Happy Pineapple Sunday, you stubbly rectum.
I can't wait for Apple Monday tomorrow, which is when I core an apple and I shove it up my asshole.
And you fart through it, and it sounds like a didgeridoo.
It sounds like a howl, like a night howl.
From now on, anytime I have a silent fart, I'm gonna call them night howls.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but he does the sex act. They escape. Overtime does the thing. Blue Strawberry shows up again. They escape. A fight breaks out at school between his two friends, and they film it. And they're like, "We're gonna put this in a movie." He goes to Stella's room because she was spying on him, so he spies on her and finds a Blue Strawberry costume.
Yes. So here we go. Is Blue Strawberry Stella? Holy shit. Mason goes to confront her, and she's like, what are you talking about? I am just looking at my friend's Instagram photos. Which is, normal. Like 9-year-olds say that all the time. And like Dave, for instance, if I go look at your Instagram and my lovely wife asks me, "Hey, what are you doing?" I say, "Oh, nothing. I am just looking at Dave's Instagram photos." So that's cool that he aligned with natural dialogue. But, she's confronted by Mason, and she denies it, of course. She doesn't know what he's talking about.
And if superhero rules are true, then she would lose her fruit power.
Right. She wouldn't be able to rain pineapple sundaes upon him. So
if you had that power, would you instantly become a villain?
The fruit thing?
Yeah.
No, I would...
I'd open like a pliable with no overhead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a good thing to do would be like an ambassador for, feeding hungry children, right?
100%.
You could just produce nutritious food. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the pliable thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he gets confronted by the horniest villain.
Oh, baby. And I forget who it is. Who is it?
His name is Randy Revenge.
Oh, that's right. Because he's horny for revenge.
You ever hate somebody so much you suck their dad's dick? That's how you get your Randy Revenge.
Yeah. Well, usually I end up sucking their dad's dicks because I introduce myself and they go, "Oh, I'm Randy," and I say, "Oh, I see what's going on here."
Did you notice his biceps that were literally the size of soccer balls?
Yeah. Oh my God. Seriously, it says he could punch his fist right through you. And through you he does. He wears you on his fist like a little foam finger.
Yeah. He's the foam fist.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Randy Revenge then fucking just punches Mason.
Knocks him out.
And he's just like, "Then I died."
Yeah.
And at that point, that's the first point of the book that I was like, nice, I like where this is going.
Yeah, and it's the end of the book.
Yeah. And then I was so bummed, because usually the books I read, the new ones have here's a fun fact about a pyramid, at the end.
Yeah.
But there was more book after this.
There was. And this is the fishing rods we mentioned earlier. Randy Revenge also likes fishing rods because he likes to... he goes to the edge of Mason's bedroom and he hurls the lure at Mason and it gets stuck inside his penis hole. And he starts reeling and it stretches until it snaps comically and they both fly different directions and they laugh.
I was just going to say he fills his asshole with live bait.
Oh, that too. Yeah. He's got a worm ass. And
he calls it chumming the water.
Chumming the pineapple.
We don't have to do it. Chum is fine. We don't have to bleep that.
Yeah, chum's fine.
Chum's fine. So while he's there, Blue Strawberry shows up, and he's like, "You're late." I already got destroyed. And she's like, well, and it's like, you're Stella. She's like, I don't know what the fuck. And then he traps her in his shadow, and she just like breaks out, but he rips her mask off, and it's just like some lady.
Yeah. He's like, I was just looking at a woman I've never seen. I was incredibly horny. And so it's not Stella. It is, in fact, Stella's costume was just a Halloween costume.
It was a Halloween costume. We completely skipped over that Dr. Maniac kicked his ass earlier than this, too. He went to the wrong house, then he went to the right house, and Dr. Maniac just looks like too strong for the shadows to work.
Yeah, but he was like evasive. He just like didn't get caught by the shadow and then left.
Yeah.
And so it ends
he just
up...
like told him riddles.
Yeah, and like used the bad similes. And then ultimately Dr. Maniac appears in Mason's house. And
you know how he does?
He sneaks in through the bathroom window. I don't know.
No, he legit bought the enemy finder, the enemy
that's
locator.
Right. Yeah,
he bought it on Amazon.
Yeah,
and he's like, dude, you should buy one. We're enemies.
It says, I have an enemy tracker. Maniac said, don't you have one? You should order one online. I took a deep breath. I guess I am your enemy. I mean, I'm going to capture you. He shook his head. That makes me as unhappy as a moose in a Barca lounger.
I'm Googling funny riddles.
Okay.
I'm not paying attention
Okay.
right now. Ooh, 15 dirty riddles. Make him laugh.
Oh, la la.
You identify as a he, him. This
Sure.
was written for you. Let me read you one.
Oh, please do. I hope there's sex in it.
You play with it at night and it vibrates in your hand. What is it? What is it?
Oh, it's probably my grotesque balls, Dave.
A cell phone.
Oh, my God. I didn't even
Jeepers.
know that.
You'll find them in different sizes. If it's chilly outside, it drips.
Oh.
And if you blow it, it feels like heaven. What is it?
This is definitely a lactating man.
Close, a nose. You have a dirty mind,
Oh
it
my
says.
God. You know what? I'm always thinking of male honkers. That's why.
Oh, this one we would need to bleep. But the answer to the one we have to bleep was cucumber.
Okay. You could use the word chum.
It's what's long and hard and has the word chum in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the riddle.
Wow.
It's a cucumber.
They just went for it.
Unless you spread it, you can't enjoy it. What is it?
Definitely my full asshole.
It's butter.
Oh my God. I thought it was my asshole. Well, Maniac's in Mason's house, and Mason's having a hard time. And then Blue Strawberry appears and helps Mason, but this time it's Stella. Oh my God. And but the problem is that Stella knows Mason's identity, so he loses his powers. But still Stella saves his life. But the Riddler, or Maniac, gets away. Yep. So then, Night Howler retired. And then he goes back to the museum because he's like, you know what, I'm going to give this costume to the museum employees so they could just like hang it up and stuff. And he sees the real Dr. Maniac at the museum. And Dr. Maniac now is totally cool and chill. And he's like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm tired of being captured. It's too scary. It's bad for my blood pressure. And he says, hey, would you like to be Dr. Maniac? And he says, sure. He says, hey, enjoy, and good luck, kid. And he says, I'm not a kid. I'm a maniac. Dave, I'd like you to know I'm holding my book up to the camera for Dave. Now I am hurling it across the room. It's gone.
See mine?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can pick this up on camera.
Oh, love that Foley work. Isaac, weigh in if it's Foley or Foley.
Isaac, what gets longer if pulled, fits snugly between breasts, slides neatly into a hole, chokes people when used incorrectly, and works well when jerked?
Whoa.
A seatbelt, get it?
Oh my God. See, I thought it was
what ends with ORN and starts with a P? I'm a major player in the film industry. What am I?
Probably porny.
Popcorn.
Oh my god. Who knew?
This one has 69 dirty riddles.
No.
We could just do that the whole time.
69's not allowed. That's the sex number.
What's a 5-letter word that starts with a P and women absolutely love to get their hands on it?
Photo.
A purse.
Oh.
I am hard when you put me in your mouth and soft and wet when you take me out of your mouth.
Oh.
What am I?
Now and later.
Chewing gum.
Oh.
It's pretty much, but because like now and later you swallow.
Oh. Sure.
But I guess it's the same. Yeah, that's also, you get partial credit. That's very good.
All right.
So good writing. Let's just skip through that.
No need.
No, there was one sentence I liked, but I threw the book. So
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to reference.
well, there was something. The park appeared empty, and there was like a whisper of trees.
Sure.
As they brushed against each other. That was like literally the only good sentence in this entire book. Mm-hmm. Oh, there was also a point where he put on the mask, and it said, "I fingered the satiny cloth around my neck."
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. So other than that, and I like that Slappy is like the crypt keeper in this series.
Yeah, I just think his voice was so weak. I think it was even weaker than like in the Goosebumps movies, where you're like, all right,
Yeah.
he's like being air quotes evil, but it's extremely corny. This was like levels below that.
Yeah. I actually have to go get my book. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm going to vamp a little bit. And, yeah, I don't know. It's a disgrace to Jack Black, first of all. A true American hero that we should all give an Oscar to. And Dave's back. He's got his book.
So here's one of my... This is like an example. This is chapter 1. It's just a mess of fragments and stuff. Like, this is a paragraph. A separate paragraph. It's but, comma, of course, comma, I can't write it. Period. Because it's the truth. Separate thing. So he starts... So many started with but, like... One sent, and my enemies would celebrate. There's just... It's such a mess.
Yeah.
Of fragments and just long sentences that go nowhere, and he reuses words constantly. It's like...
It's exhausting.
At one point, he says, like, that's how I talk to myself sometimes. And you're like, what? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, he says something, and he's like, that's how I do this when I do this sometimes. It has no bearing. Like, it's just so much. I don't know if this book was edited or...
Seems like a lot of filler.
Yeah.
Don't punish yourself. We don't even have to talk about it. Let's just do our spook, our best dressed, our alternate title.
There's some stuff like on page 23. There's a part that's like, "How did you stop this man?" And he says, "Easily. I melted his head off."
What? Who says that?
I think Dr. Maniac,
Okay.
fake Dr. Maniac.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much. There's a point where it says the air smelled of pizza. There were 2 pizzas on the
Right.
table.
Yes. Open pizza boxes.
Yeah, it was like the first sentence is like the air smelled like pizza because there was pizza. Like,
Yeah.
It's,
Yes. Which we talk about a lot, that he shows and tells.
yeah, they justify tickling each other because of a Netflix special.
Yeah.
Just the fourth wall thing sucks. The pineapple sex act. Just, there's so much. It's, I don't know. There's too much. I just, like, I'm going through this. I told, like, I don't want to seem like we're giving RLS a hard time for no reason.
No, there's a reason.
But the thing, too, is, like, you know, when expectations aren't met, this isn't even that. This is legit. This is the worst Goosebumps book we've ever read.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. We should have just read Night of the Living Dummy 3.
I don't even want to.
Now, yeah. Although, it'll probably be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be even better. But I'm trying to separate how shitty this book is from The Promise.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do, but, you know, I don't even want to go into the full plot in detail and all of our notes and the bad. But I just want everybody to know that we're not shitting on this just because he said it's the best.
No, this was an earnest thing. We bought it because it's exciting. The idea of doing what we did, I mean, that's the conceit of the podcast, right? It's like doing what we did when we were kids, which is reading Goosebumps. So to read a brand new one, which we did once before, but even that I think was a few years old, or maybe it was
like
new.
Yeah, it was like 2014 or something. So it was like 6 years, but we also read it like almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So even that, this was brand new. It was like the day it was released. Yeah. Like we got it, read it,
and in his humble opinion, trust him, this is the best in years.
Yeah, so I don't know. And it's just a huge letdown.
Yeah. So what's your top scare?
I would say probably when he allows Corey to poison his dad. By, making him... clouding his mind with his powers or whatever. It's like, that's my fucking dad. Don't, use your weird powers on his brain. He probably has, 20 years at best to live anyway. How about you?
All of it.
All of it? Yeah, all of it was scary to you?
Just thinking that, there's more of this to come. This is the first time in a long time that the wind has been taken out of my sails doing this podcast.
Yeah.
This was a pain to read. It was... I just was so unhappy.
For sure. It was such a chore. My wife and I last night watched Dr. Sleep. Great movie.
Yeah, check it out.
So good. And because I wanted to show it to her. And then the movie ended and I was like, fuck, I got to finish this fucking book. And I was going to do it this morning, and then I ended up just sort of running through it last night. But just no moment of validation or not worth it at all.
No.
Our best dressed. Do you have a best dressed?
Are you...
did we just do spook or did we just do bad?
I like when they're... Scare.
Okay. So best dressed. Sorry, go ahead.
My best dressed is, at one point they're listing off children's superhero names, and we don't know how he's dressed, but I just love the idea that was popped into my head when I learned about Raptor Jr.
Raptor Jr. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be the juggler because he's just he just is a naked dude painted orange.
Sure.
Actually, I'll just go with the naked dude painted orange.
I think I will as well, and that way we can also skip this. And alternate title, how about Chumlord? How about Chum My Bloomers? This book sucked my asshole.
My alternate title is The Suicide Squad.
Hey, it is a bit of a Suicide Squad.
Yeah, because this book made me want to fucking kill myself.
And where's the witch? Well, Corey is the giver of powers.
Yeah. Or the owner of that museum.
The owner of the museum has some magic stored in that museum. And I guess the witch, too, is RL for making us read this.
Yeah, and making us buy it.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, of course, you don't make us buy it, but, he's like, hey, guys, trust me, which just makes him a bad friend.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows we're fans. He's taking advantage.
Listen, grandpeople.
Grandpeoples, Peepaw, why'd you hurt us?
Why'd you do this? Why did you do this mean writing prank on us?
Ugh, barf. Well, we've reached the end of our episode.
Worst things of 2020.
Yep. This book.
Number 1, this book. Number 2,
this episode about the book.
This, yeah. And then, we can go into civil rights.
Yeah, all the other tragedies that have befallen us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody out there, I hope you're staying safe and staying.
And I hope you're happy.
Cold, and we hope you're happy. And please subscribe to our Patreon and Venmo us and PayPal us all of your
and RLS.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy with my $6.99, you jerk.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. Yeah, that's the other thing. Talk about inflation. These bad boys used to be $3.50. Now they're $6.99. I only like 2 of those numbers.
I was gonna say you probably just did it for the jokes. I bet at one point they were $4.20.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we could kill somebody right now, but I would be so bummed if I couldn't get through an episode and missed my death. So we'll do it next time.
Yeah, we'd rather just kill ourselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, same.
All right, we're under an hour. This is the first
wow.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.